It's a real pleasure having you all today to celebrate two events, basically. So it's first the opening of the new temporary exhibition called Pink 53, Portraits of Living Nature. And also we gathered today Periphery Matters at McGill to underline a collaboration that has been made through Prof Buddle that's here today. So I will first start with acknowledging that McGill University is located on land which has long served as a site of reading and exchange among indigenous peoples, including the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe nations. We acknowledge and thank the diverse indigenous peoples whose presence continues to mark this territory and on which people from around the world now gather. So today's events mark an important moment in the history of the Redpath Museum. Not only we are celebrating the temporary exhibition, but we also, it's for the first time we are gathering science, art, and poetry. So to my knowledge, this is the first time that this is happening here in the same event at the Redpath. This multidisciplinary event demonstrates what we believe deeply, that the Redpath Museum is a central point at McGill, where disciplines converge and where new forms of dialogue can emerge also. So today, by taking part in this event, you will be the first to notice this new collaboration that took place. So this exhibit came to life about a year ago, when this new temporary exhibition room that you will see right on my left came a reality. It began quite simply. Basically, we first approached Prof Buddle to explore the possibility of selling his book at the gift shop, at the museum gift shop. But then things slowly turned around and we very naturally developed this exhibition. It was supposed to be just the original watercolors that will be presented. Then when I presented the project to the museum team, everybody got so positive. And my curator, the curator of Natural History Collection, Anthony Howell, said, how about we match the artwork with the specimen of the collection? So it came even bigger. After that, I have the curator of World Culture, Annie Lucier, that's yours, right there. There you go. That decided to create the design of the exhibit, create the mosaic that is in the Hudson Gallery, all the graphic of the exhibition also. And as we were just getting so inspired by the colors and the lights that was coming out of the watercolors, the manager of education, Annie Bravin, that is just right here, also suggested that we create with her team a program for the public that will be given to the public during the 6 months that the exhibition will be offered. So it came really big from a little thing, and along the way, Professor Hickman and Charlotte Frank, they joined this beautiful partnership, and that's how we integrated the poetry in this project. And so this is where we are today. We are here gathered to celebrate this exhibition, and I would like to thank Miranda and also Charlotte for being present and your openness and all the ideas that we shared during our meeting. So thank you very much for being here today. Also, I would like to thank Creek 53, which the Conservancy Trust, for supporting this project here at the Redpath. And of course, Professor Prof Buddle for his happiness that was like really contagious throughout the process, the support and everything that came along. So thank you very much and have a very nice day.
Thank you, merci. Yeah, nothing's ever simple. My kids are all here today. I won't point to them to embarrass them, but they know I've been easily distracted my whole life. And creative practice for me is just a way of being, and I think it's the same for all of you, even if you haven't realized that yet in your life. I think creative practice is in each of us. And I think, for me personally, in addition to scaring children, sorry Laura, I've been amazed by museums my whole life, and every time I go to any city that has a natural history museum, I try to go there, and I'm inspired by museums. And I think the Redpath is such an unusual, eclectic, wonderful place that there seemed no better place to come and talk about conservation, poetry, creative practice, art, writing, gathering, attention. All these things come together here. So we are experiencing something special here today, a sanctuary for your attention. And all I request today is that you keep an open mind. This is going to be a weird and wonderful evening. There's only going to be about 20 minutes or so of formal activities, but we want you to linger afterwards for the informal, equally important activities that will follow. The history of this is about a conservation trust. It started a few years ago by a couple of landowners out in Hudson, Quebec, just west of Montreal. They basically got together and decided that instead of selling their land or giving it to their children, they would preserve it in perpetuity. That's a big thing, forever. And the whole idea was, it's for nature. It's not, we're just passers-by in this world. And they felt that the most important thing they could do for the world is preserve their land. The land's, and really fundamentally, the ecosystems in our world, we only have one and we depend on it. So it's, for them, they're not biologists, they're literally landowners. One was an engineer, the other was an architect. They're like, no, this is like the most important thing, is we have to pay attention to the nature that's in our backyard. The lands are part of a watershed, and it's sort of shaped a bit like a bowl. And if you stand on the old railway tracks, the old Montreal-Ottawa line that now stops in Hudson, but it keeps going, the old line keeps going up that way. You stand on those railway tracks and you can look across and see the diversity of habitats, from hemlock bogs and young forests, beaver ponds, old growth maple and oak forests, towering pine trees on the elevated ridge. It's a beautiful land, but you can't go there. And that's an important part of this. It's not a recreation area, it's an area for nature. So we have people that access it, but it's really about doing research or community activities, but it's not for us, it's for nature. That was kind of one of the founding principles. If you stand on that old railway bridge, you'll notice on the side of it, it was built in the late 1800s, there's a stamp that says R53. And we think that means 5.3 miles to Rigaud, which is the next town over. And you'll see one of the watercolors shows a depiction of that bridge. The water all runs under there and goes to the Ottawa River, and the locals call it Creek 53. So that's where the name of the Conservancy Trust, which is not just a creek, it actually is a bunch of different habitats, that's where it got its name. Our mission is to preserve the watershed, and there's currently 103 hectares under protection, which I did some calculations this morning. That's close to 200 soccer fields. That's the way to think about it. And we're going to save it all. There's about 300 hectares in total, and over time, because it's in perpetuity, we're going to slowly acquire lands and protect it all. So that's what it's about. It's really about preserving nature, and it's about also learning from nature and having research and engagement opportunities. And part of the goal of the book, which I have a few copies for sale, of course, I always sell things. The goal of the book was to actually, all the proceeds from the sale of the book go directly to the land trust. I don't take any cut from this. It's all a fundraiser. So the book came about because I liked doing watercolors, and I like writing haiku, short poems that match my attention span. And don't get me and Kit in the same room.
I'm sorry, it's funny.
No, it is funny. So I had this vision about producing watercolors with haiku, and then I got involved with this land trust. I'm like, well, this is the perfect opportunity. Let's just do a book. I thought it'd be so easy. Multiple years later, and my kids know the kitchen table one summer was just like a disaster area, watercolors and paint everywhere. The result was the book, A Portrait of Astonishing Nature. Then I put the watercolors into a drawer. I never wanted to sell them. I didn't know what to do with them. And then the collaboration started. We're like, let's display them. And this was a perfect partnership. And the partnership is about poetry as well. And there are poems with each of the watercolors. There's some poems written on some of the writings that you'll see when you walk through. And there's a poem written in here. And you're going to have some poets read in a few minutes for you as well. This poem, by the way, came to me in the middle of the night. I woke up with the rabbit talking to the frog. Wow. It's crazy how things happen. Anyway, so the Redpath is perfect for science, for art, for community, for poetry, for writing, for creative practice. And I'm so excited that you're all here today. Portraits of Living Nature will run all summer. It's open to the public, and the Redpath is the only museum in Montreal that's open for free to the public. Please tell your friends, tell your family, come back and visit again and again. If you're interested in more information about Creek 53, there's a sign-up sheet out there. You can grab a brochure, you can ask me questions, we'll take your money, you can buy a book, all those good things. And finally, I'm going to turn it over to Miranda and Charlotte, who are wonderful collaborators as well in this adventure. And again, I urge you to keep an open mind. It's going to be an amazing evening. Poetry to me is a way to describe and think about the world around us. It's creativity in words, it's images, it's emotion, it's thoughtful pause, reflection. And that's what I'd like you all to do for the rest of this evening. So I'll now pass it over to Miranda Hickman, professor in the Department of English here at McGill, and Charlotte Frank, a PhD student, for the next part of the program. Miranda and Charlotte.
So, hello everyone. It's so good to see everybody, and we are so glad to be part of this adventure. Thank you, Chris. We are Poetry Matters. We are a network of students and faculty and poets and artists from Montreal and beyond. And essentially we seek to make space for work in poetry, research on poetry, and conversation on poetry. And we're delighted to be part of the collaboration. And thank you to Catherine and Chris. We're so glad to be part of the project in this dazzling space at the Redpath. I just want to thank Catherine and Charlotte and Chris for bringing this all together. We have something to share with you. On the one hand, there are some readings this afternoon. We also have something to share with you on attentional practice. And maybe Charlotte can say a little bit more about this in a moment. But our network has been pursuing work over the last while on attentional practice and even avant-garde attentional practice. We actually were inspired by a group that we're in touch with, and it's a group called Order of the Third Bird. The name appears on the program that we'll have. And we've been thinking about alternative attentional practice that helps to reclaim attention in our times when there are so many claims on our attention, from the attention economy, from our digital life and otherwise. And so part of the frame that will be offered to you today after the poetry reading is essentially an intentional framework that allows you to pay attention to, attend to the work that Chris is presenting through visual art and through poetry. I should mention that we've been inspired by Prof Buddle's work for a while now. We actually first encountered his work through the book, the launch of the book. One of our network was actually on the beat, as you remember. She came up to you for an interview. And then subsequently, Chris was able to read with our network, sharing some poetry and visual art and be able to work in Montreal that you may know. And so we're so glad to be part of the next stage of this work and this meeting. May I just tip a hat again to here's what we found, the transcendent quality of Chris's work in poetry and visual art, that it's able to transcend a lot of what we are enmeshed and admired in day by day. So we will turn things over to the poets reading, but I want to again extend thanks to everybody for making this magic happen. So thank you.
Take that from me? Yeah.
So we're very fortunate today to be having Joel Anthony Harris and Valerie Khayat reading for you today. Joel Anthony Harris is an emerging Trinidadian poet and artist whose work mines the personal and explores questions of identity to create poetry vividly attuned to sound, rhythm, and form. He has been nominated for the Best of the Net Award and the 2025 Pushcart Prize. His poems have appeared recently in such venues as Moko Magazine, Grove Street Literary Magazine, Heavy Feather Review, Bayou Magazine, The Normal School, and Poetry London. In the spring of 2024, we were fortunate enough to hear Joel read from his work for a Poetry Matters event on poetic potential, at which Chris read as well. And he is currently currently a student in English, Cultural Studies, and Anthropology at McGill University. Valerie Khayat is a Montreal-born, multidisciplinary artist, researcher, poet, and singer-songwriter of Mediterranean roots. She performs in Italian, English, and French, bringing together poetry, live music, movement, and multimedia components. Valerie holds a master's degree in critical media studies from Concordia, supported by funding from SSHRC. Her art is especially attuned to quiet moments of beauty and reflection. She has presented work internationally in Europe and South America. In Montreal, performance highlights include Festival Voix d'Amérique, alongside beat poet John Jordan, Montréal en Lumière, the Italian Institute of Culture, and the Words and Music series at Casa del Popolo. She is the author of 2 collections of poetry, the latest of which is The Radici dell'Alba, The Roots of Dawn, and original music including her debut album, Resonance in Blue. She's also the co-founder of VCK, Bridging Beings, a project exploring creativity, consciousness, and embodiment through performance and educational initiatives. So Joel, I'll hand it over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? I'm going to read about 3 poems. So try to make that quickly as possible. Bear with me. This poem I'm about to read was published at a time when I was just beginning to write poetry, and it's given me great pleasure to share it with you. Fern Lolly is no more. I'll never forget the stallion devastation Katrina on her face. My mother and I were venturing out to sea beyond Pigeon Point to pick up. She wanted me to see the aquamarine splendor that was above the reef. The fern lolly that was, how pretty it was as she remembered it. The reef is all gone, mother lamented in agony. I saw the naked, distraught letter in her eyes, a most Magdalene sorrow. It was a look of a stolen childhood lost in sands of time. There was nothing much to see except a forsaken Arlington restorated rubble. She had been to the same spot many, many years back, when the water shone like a shimmering quartz crystal. Standing from a glass-bottomed vessel, my mother saw an island pool and its rapturous rainforest drowned in Aphroditean sumptuousness. Instantaneous flashes of color darted between her legs like fire arrows. Hibiscus red, white plantain yellow, navy blue with splashes of jet black. Rain corals, their elephantine domes, twinning branches, bearing infinite grooves. They casually pricked like porcupine claws that bore infinite grooves. Some corals sat wide apart, while others branched in garden clusters, and between them stood lumpy stone paths. Sea crabs and shape-shifting octopus monsters shot out from limestone crevices, retreating when they wish not to be seen by the simian paparazzi. Imagine all around you a cornucopia of shells, shells, shells. Russian ballerinas of jellyfish waltzing in see-through belt tutus. Now, little remains of those early 13 fairies, druidic magic. Hexus, the malevolent spirit, wreathed in smoke and sludge, spawning terror and black death on every corner you tread. The last poem, Metamorphosis, is one of my mother's favorite poems. Metamorphosis. Changes of shape, new forms are the things which my spirit impels me now to recite. Of it, metamorphosis. Papabois, corn shepherd of the forest, reel me in as a carp to your ungulate grasp. Entrance me with your hallowed bullhorn, drown my ears in brutal outwards torrent, that I may lose myself to roam out, a Dionysian trance, that I may see control its accoutrements, its pretensions. Papabois, I beseech you, grant me my heart's desire. Render me a skinwalker, a walking hex, impervious to white ash. Render me a demi-kraken, a Proteus in the mix of night. Render me peeling bark, Bayram's dark, glossy leaves. Render me the northern range, a rapturous green morning, morning shrine in ash, basalt, breccia, schist, and limestone. Render me primal and virginal, carboniferous in checker time, the time before 1492, the time before Raleigh anchored at Paracoa. I want to be Paracruz, crystal stream sailing through the deep south. I want to shapeshift into an Equine tribe of miscellaneous pebbles, the shredded fig leaves yellowing at the edges from benign neglect, flushed away to the sandbox of bittersweet oblivion. I want to wear the incarnadine bougainvillea of the scarlet ibis, the bloody plumes peacock to mangrove ibis, like ribbons ripped to a lit Christmas pine. I want to branch into maidenhair ferns, the arcing fronds. On the Papabois spell, I'll plunge in Spanish Theater's romantical door. There I'll uncover hidden stairs, the hidden road to El Dorado. In this new world, I'll be the dingy tunnels in Kamaka's cave, a fang precipitation of stalactite hardened to hit the stones. I'll be reborn as Gwen, a haunted child, supple, influenced with stars. Thank you very much.
It's a delight to be here, listening to all of you, fellow poets and artists. I have 3 short pieces for you today. The first, titled, Where the Magnolia Tree Blooms. Nothing calls. Here now, there's still hope. Here now, I cannot go so easily. My heart cannot extend the way it once did for the same nights. Goodbyes are more frequent and always more difficult to perform. heavier affinity, and embraces more narrow to suffocate the stinging of departure. In the evening, tiny windows overflow with golden light, letting out sounds of the everyday hiding life. A woman cleaning dishes, a young girl singing to the radio, a grandfather spoon-feeding his grandchild on the balcony, while bell tolls in the distance. In the garden, it is the blue hour. This year, I turned 25 here. She gave me the first gift he ever gave her, 1945, at a Saadi. She was 19. I have learned there is nothing to conquer, not hearts, not lands, only one's silence. Paths get broken and mended again, redirected. My body inhabits one place, my blood many. I'm particularly happy to be here because nature has always been such a grounding force for me and an inspiration in my poetry and attention as well. You know, it's a revolutionary act nowadays to bring awareness to how important attention is. And the next poem that I'm reading for you is from a collection that I wrote in a way that really required my attention. Because I call it my candid, my freeing song. It's a way of writing where there's no editing. And it's just pen to the paper and going until I feel I need to stop. And so nothing is edited in this collection, and it's also exercising all the way. This is the poem number 4. I remember all that my heart has ever attempted to grasp, and every necessary winter. Catching the wind of your spirit is as effortless as standing in the sun. It finds me, and I collapse with my heart open, ready to drink your voice until the light sings into time all of what it has to lift away. Salt of the wounds with ancient clocks, sighs of the hidden smiles we are afraid to become, heartbeats we have known for too many years. Where do uncried tears go? This long walk I knew would kill parts of me, also resuscitated the knowing that nothing could be unseen, unheard. And this love, my heart, like the moon, silently learns to name shadow and light to grow full. Forget my name, strip me of my walls, and teach me to lie naked with my fears, giving birth to the new. And then just one last, is this anybody's last? No. Let's go. So this last poem actually came as in an improvised moment of attention during it was 2021, during a jam with a collective of artists. And then as things usually mature and turn into something new, it became a song some years later in a very particular moment of grief, of passing of my grandmother. It was so important, still so important to me. And so I'd like to just read it for you very quickly and then sing it to close off this offering. River of blood and flowers, take away my heart and carry it away. Let me understand that nothing ever dies. River of blood and flowers, take my voice, carry it away. Let me understand that even silence is not river of blood and flowers, take my feet, carry them away. Let me understand there is no end to the power. Blood, flowers, suffering, and joy. Blood, flowers, suffering, and joy. Fiume di sangue e fiori, tuttavia il mio cuore portalo via e fammi capire che niente muore. Fiume di sangue e fiori, tuttavia la mia bocca porterà via. Fammi capire, anche il silenzio non è vuoto. Fiume di sangue e fiori, tuttavia i miei piedi portali via e fammi capire che non c'è una fine al cammino. Sangue e fiori, dolore, gioia, sangue e fiori, dolore, gioia. Sangue e fiori, dolore, gioia.
Thank you both. It's lovely. Attention is all we have. How we spend our attention is kind of important. So the fact that you're all here enjoying poetry, for many of you, this may be your first time coming to a poetry reading. That would have been me a year ago. That's what happens. Very cool. Joelle and amazing. Thank you. Well, I have some poems for you. And then we're going to finish off, and then you'll be able to spend your attention here at the Redpath. As I told you before, don't worry, my poems are short. First one is called Wild. Walk quietly along the forest path. Buckthorn rips at shirt sleeves. Ferns wave their gentle fronds. Dissonance, harmony, wildness. And then I have four sort of haiku for you. You can all write haiku. It's like just a few words. That's all it needs. Just when you have a sentence, just take out words. Just keep taking them out, taking them out, taking them out, and then you'll get somewhere. I lean in for support. The oak tree notices. It's done this before. Very wise. Any of you read Richard Scarry books when we were kids? The lowly worm. Rain is not sun. Both needed for life beneath. Two more. At the forest edge, a swift fox knows its purpose. Do I? See, you're going to be back for more poetry reading. So many of you. One more to finish off this formal part of the evening. First, second, third bird. At the elderberry, attention settles. And you can, of course, take a pamphlet home and be inspired to wake up in the middle of the night, draw, write without editing. Very impressive. So, final thank yous, then we're going to, I lost my pages of notes here. We are going to finish off. I want to thank, again, for all of you for being here. We are at the end of the formal part of the program. What we'd like you to do now is spend some time in the gallery. This is the world premiere event of this particular exhibition, Portraits of Living Nature. I encourage you to spend time, get lost in the art, walk around the museum, get lost in the other specimens. At the back corner, there's an additional part of this exhibit with 3 large bird watercolors and 3 specimens that will give you perspectives on scale. Because some birds are small, some birds are large. All birds are birds. There's a haiku. So spend time there. Thank you, Carolyn. Where's Carolyn?
No.
Come up here. Without Carolyn, essential to our exhibition. Want to say a few words?
Thank you. It's been 2 times in a week that I'm forgetting about Karen, so you have a special moment right now. Karen is the first technician at the museum technician. She put up all the exhibits together up to about half an hour ago. So she made amazing displays, and she makes the museum shine. So thank you so much for all your work.
So, people have different kinds of dreams in their lives. Some are crazy, some are far-fetched, but keep on believing in them. That's not a haiku, that's a cliche. But we're a 1980s rock song, Keep Believing. It really is my honor to be part of this. I'm so filled with gratitude for the Redpath Poetry Matters and the opportunity to do something with the watercolors from the book. Again, if you want more information about Pre 53, come talk to me and give me your money. This exhibition is a collision of many great things in life. Again, any kind of creative practice is a great thing in life, and the fact that you can spend time here with us today is really special. Give your attention to this moment. May this day inspire you, and I look forward to sharing art, poetry, writing with all of you in the future. Enjoy. Run out of here, you can mingle. There's the whole area is free here. If you want to get grab a bite to eat down at the back, and yeah, take your time. Thank you again for being here.
I'm going to offer a quick addendum. As you explore and walk around, there is a booklet that looks like this. It's a bit of a program. And here is an invitation to attentional practice. So we invite people to engage in attentional practice with the idea of conservation in mind. And you'll find that Charlotte has adapted this avant-garde attentional practice for this purpose. So this is again a frame for you to use as you like. So thanks very much.